Hi everybody, my name's Paul, and I wanted to deal with something specific about how to integrate YouTube and live streaming with a single device. I'm from a church, it's a local church, and because of COVID we decided that we do a bit of live streaming. We chose YouTube as a platform because in choosing YouTube it appeared to be the most accessible. Nobody needed to download any software. It'll run from a web browser. It'll run off most TVs these days and most mobile devices. So it was an obvious choice to engage people with. And as a result of that, I went around shopping for cameras that would give me the simplest solution. And the camera that I came up with is the one that I've put in the title of this. And that's the Panasonic HC-X1500. I've actually bought the handle for it, and I've got a few extra bits of gear as a result of my experimentation. But the thing I wanted to really discuss was my struggle with getting a decent stream onto YouTube. And the reason I've struggled is because as I kind of upped my data rate to try and send more data and get more information into my video feed, YouTube was telling me I was sending too much data for the quality of signal. So that was my premise. There's a lot of other things to deal with when you're streaming: light and depth of field and focus. The thing that this camera does, it's got a great automatic setting that kind of deals with most of that in one hit. So what I've done here is this is a live stream. I set it up, it's live onto YouTube. There's no post-processing. I didn't want to be involved in that. This is all about live, and I wanted a good camera and a good solution to do that. But as I say, I've struggled with this error. So in my research into how to live stream, I've read a lot of articles and lots of bits and pieces. I am a complete and utter rank amateur. I have to say that from the start. I've come completely new into this. Little bit of a photography background, but a technical background is all I've got. So I read about video protocols, NTSC and PAL. And there are settings on the camera. NTSC is 60 Hertz and PAL is 50 Hertz. I read online somewhere that the BBC uses PAL and 25 frames per second, and that's their HD quality signal. And I thought, well, that's good enough for me, and why use 30 frames a second, which is what NTSC would use, or 60. So NTSC is 60 Hertz, PAL is 50 Hertz. So you either get 60 or 30 with NTSC or 50 and 25 with PAL. I thought, why send more data than necessary to the internet? So I've spent the last 4 or 5 months working with PAL, 25 frames per second and 1080 video content, and I've constantly struggled getting the data rate up to get kind of decent color depth of field and that kind of thing. So again, I say the camera does pretty much everything else. This is autofocus, base track, and it's just set at its bog standard settings. I've just pressed the auto button. This is what I wanted. I wanted to be able to deliver this as a solution so other people could use it as well. So what's the big whoop about 50 and 60? Because this is 50 Hertz and 60 Hertz, because this is where my problem appeared to have laid. In the last few days, I've been online and I've had some time off work, and I've had a look at what YouTube are doing. And YouTube, when you look at what protocols they accept, if you have a look, there's only NTSC protocols. Everything is 60 Hertz. So everything is 60 frames per second or 30 frames per second in the YouTube world. And for all this time, I've been trying to send it 50 and 25 frames per second. I've been running my camera in 50 Hertz. So the magic bullet that I've discovered is that if you run your camera in 60 Hertz or NTSC mode, and this is in the settings, and I've put the details of how to do that in the text in the comments below my video, you will find you have much more success. So I was struggling to get above 2 to 3 meg of streaming rates at 1080 without YouTube grumbling. And what I've got here now is a 24 meg data feed, and again I've put the settings for what I've used in this video below here, and I'm getting what I am think is semi-decent results now. So I really hope this helped someone. In the text, the menu options are there. The other thing I've discovered is if you stick it in AVHCD mode, you are sending H.264 to YouTube. And I tried it in MOV mode and MP4 mode, and again I get this data rate error going up to YouTube. So if you want a live streaming with a minimal amount of kit and to get the best out of this camera, pick the settings that I've got below you. Make sure you've got a good internet connection, make sure you've got decent Wi-Fi, and you've got yourself a one box live streaming solution to YouTube. I hope this little nugget of information about 60 Hz helps other people as well. Take care.